Stephen J. Goralski, attorney at Military Law. This video is to address a question about reporting adultery. So one thing that you have to keep in mind is if a spouse reports adultery on their service member, husband or wife, once that cat's let out of the bag, you can't put it back in. What's going to happen once that adultery is reported? Well, there's going to be an investigation. There's going to be a command investigation. There's going to be an investigating officer assigned called an IO, and they're going to, look at the evidence that spouse may have collected on their service member, husband or wife. They're going to potentially interview, those individual that they're having an affair with, and then they're going to interview that service member spouse. Now, if that service member spouse makes a false statement or a statement to deceive or is not forthcoming, then they might be charged with false official statement also, which is Article 107. So keep that in mind. What are the elements of adultery? Is number one, that the accused wrongfully engaged in extramarital conduct, that at the time the accused knew that the accused or the other person was married to someone else, and that basically under the circumstances, the conduct of the accused was either, prejudice to the prejudice of good order and discipline, or that it was discrediting. So what is extramarital sexual conduct? Well, the manual for court-martial describes that. There's 4 different extramarital conduct that constitutes adultery. That's genital to genital sexual intercourse, oral to genital sexual intercourse, anal to genital sexual intercourse, and oral to anal sexual intercourse. So all 4 of those things constitute adultery or extramarital conduct. Now, keep in mind if that's reported, then that service member could face anything from administrative counseling to an Article 15 NJP where they lose rank, they lose half month's pay for 2 months, or potentially court-martial, and also there's administrative separation. So when you report an affair, remember that service member may lose their career and their ability to pay spouse support, to pay maintenance, to pay child support. And that could be a real problem.